a woman floating with the hair covering her face. Itzel is the one that tells this story. She lived back then with her parents, her brother, and her sister-in-law and their kids. She had a very good relationship with her sister-in-law. She used to tell her that she loved her as if she was one of her daughters. Until one day that Itzel fought with her sister-in-law because of a tantrum that her 17-year-old daughter had thrown. Itzel shared with us that her sister-in-law loved doing santeria, and that day that they fought, her sister-in-law stopped talking to her. She was in charge of doing the house chores that day, and when she was finished swiping and mopping the house, she sprayed a lotion that smelled like rotten roses. Itzel didn't think a lot of this. They have to go to work. They work together at a gym, being fitness instructors of dancing. That day, her sister-in-law was off before Itzel, and she told her, "Your brother is gonna come pick you up. I'm gonna go back home to make the food for everyone." Her brother went picked up Itzel and went back home. They all ate together and went back to sleep. Itzel liked to go to bed with her headphones on, hearing music. But that day, around 2:15 a.m., she started hearing as if a woman was crying. So she took off her headphones and paid attention. She opened the door and heard this woman crying a lot. The only ones there was Itzel and her brother's family. The noise came out of her brother's room, so she went in there making sure she wouldn't disturb anyone that he was sleeping. And she found out that her sister-in-law, in her dreams, was lamenting, was crying. The weird part was that her brother wasn't being awakened for this. So she went back to her room without making any noise, and when she got back in bed, she got this feeling of being watched. And even though she had just wake up, walk around, she got sleep paralysis. She couldn't move. She says that is the best way to describe it. And then heard how her door opened. She only was able to move her eyes, so she looked at the door and she saw there a woman floating with the hair covering her face. She was terrified. She was very afraid. She says that it was only a couple of minutes, but she felt as if it was hours. And this woman was crying just as she heard her sister-in-law before. Once she could move, she jumped to her night dresser, where she kept a Virgin Mary and a rosary that her sister had gave her, but it wasn't there. That night, she couldn't go back to sleep. On the next day, when she was going to work with her sister-in-law, she told her what had happened, and she asked her what was going on. Her sister-in-law told her that what she had seen was her angel, that was very mad at itself for the attitude she had with her. She was very scared, so when her parents came back, she talked to them, and they ended up kicking her sister-in-law to the street. Her brother stayed living with them, but things went south from here. Bad things started to happen to Itzel every single day. First, they thought that it was because of where they living, so they moved to another place. But this just fixed things for a moment. With time, things started happening again. One cousin of Itzel that does witchcraft told Itzel's mom that he needed to speak with her.
That her ex-daughter-in-law was a plug and liked doing evil to people. That they needed to protect Itzel because she wanted to erase her from the picture, because she felt as if her relationship hadn't worked because Itzel's brother saw Itzel as his own daughter.
So Itzel's mom went to look for a priest for help. She ended up buying a San Charbel bracelet and a San Benedict bracelet. The priest blessed the bracelets and gave some oil to Itzel and told them to pray to these saints every night, while she will put some of the oil on his hands and on her forehead. With time, she was able to protect herself, but she still needs to do this ritual every single night.